So with that, we'll kick it off. Wayne, I know you talk all the time in the Middle School Innovators Academy with the students about the fact that problems are out there and they are available to be solved. I'd really love to start around that topic a bit. Okay. That I know from observing what you do that can be both formal and informal, but that oftentimes is the starting point.
Well, we do spend time with the students discussing how you can just be observant. Observant to people around you, observant to environments around you. And as you're being observant, just notice if someone's having difficulty in completing a task. If they are, make a note of it. We give them notebooks. We ask them to just make observations. Keep a notebook. Make observations of just your day as you work through your day. And then when they come back with those observations, then we start talking about how do you take that observation and propose a solution for it. So what is the process that you would work through in order to be able to do that? And so what we find is that students are very excited to see that there are opportunities to improve and work on things all around them. And that takes them from a passive role where the world is just kind of interacting with them and they don't seem to have much choice about it, into a proactive role where they see opportunities and they feel empowered to do something about those opportunities. And that empowerment brings about engagement. And so those are is kind of the root of kind of where we start with very young students, because what we find is as you grow older, your ability to recognize and see these kinds of things become less and less and less. And so young people are very energetic about those kinds of things and very creative about those kinds of things. And we started with sixth graders. And you would think sixth graders wouldn't be very practical about the things they observe, but they are very practical about the things that they observe. And then when we begin to give them a process to do something about that, that really does help move them forward in their thinking about things.
Aaron, I thought about you this week, as a matter of fact yesterday, when I heard of another young football player passing away during a pregame warm-up 2 days after a head injury. Following on Wayne's point, Wayne, in your body of work, which has grown so much since you and I first met, what was that first observation? Certainly part of it is your professional discipline, but what was really that first observation out in the community that set you on this path?
Well, in my case, I was working in the field. I work with the school system, and we provide on-field services to promote health and safety of athletes at play. And one of my staff members wasn't able to be at practice one day. So I'm the first substitute. And so I was there, and I needed to do too many things and not enough time. And I didn't have enough time. And I said, there has got to be an easier way. And there it was. And that activity that I was doing was an activity that was directly born from my participation in the Engagement and Outreach Academy. And so it was putting me in the community in a place that, I had the skills to do, but it was a new setting for me because the community had their own needs. And we were responding to a specific need, but when we got there, of course, just like anything, you unearth a whole host of other things you didn't anticipate finding. Mm-hmm. And herein was one of those things. So
you were actively in the community, again, pursuing your professional activities, but in effect, this problem found you.
Yes.
This necessity, which was really a question of scale.
It was. And frankly, my staff cannot wait until this invention is now more widely available because, after I sort of figured out what it was I was going to do about the problem, mm-hmm. just like Wayne said, I found a problem, the problem found me. Mm-hmm. And thinking through possible solutions, or is there a solution out there that I don't know exists already, mm-hmm. and finding there wasn't one, which led me down this sort of path of, okay, what can we develop or how can we modify what is there? Mm-hmm. Talking that over with my staff, and this of course was a long process, but now that the patent is issued and things are moving a lot more along the path of, a reality for them, seeing this in their own practice. They can't wait. I mean, it wasn't just me who had recognized this problem. It was that I apparently was the first one who was doing something about it.
Something about it.
That is getting off the porch.
Absolutely. So, I mean, I think both of you would agree, whether these things come actively or passively to us, at the end of the day, there's a decision to become personally involved and take action. That's really the crux of the matter.